Welcome to the podcast.
Way to fucking hit the button and then walk. Thanks a fucking lot.
Hey, Greg, I gotta ask. Is this your rock bottom?
This is probably the sweetest movie I've ever beheld.
So, I got the wife a new car the other day. Her car was like fucking, I don't know, it was a fuel injection problem. She couldn't fucking, like, you go to step on the gas and it would be like, maybe I'll go. All right, I'm gonna go. And then like it would fucking rev wicked high and shit.
That sucks.
So we went to Mark Motors in Sanford, Maine. Bought a new car, and dude, this guy who we bought the car from was right from fucking Boston, guy.
Jesus, he probably took you for a fucking ride then.
Dude, well, we got everything back we owed on the car. So we got like $8,000 almost for the car, and it probably needs about $4,000 worth of work. So, whatever. But the guy's like, all right, let's go for a test drive. And he's like in the back seat. He's like, my wife's like, oh yeah, we had to get a minivan once, but I couldn't handle it, and I got rid of it and got a Jeep. We got another Jeep Grand Cherokee. So we're driving down the road. It's like, yeah, he's like, I had to get a fucking minivan after I had a fucking kid. He's like, and you know, I got one kid, and my brothers, they got like 4 or 5 fucking kids. And I was like, I tell you what, bros, why am I the one driving a fucking van when you're the one with all the kids? He's like, your pullout game's fucking weak, guys. And the whole time,
and you're sitting there like, fuck.
I was like, well, I'm gonna buy a car from this guy.
He just basically said, your pullout game's weak, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I already know that. But he keeps talking. He's like, oh, you're gonna open a food truck? That's cool. He's like, I was in that fucking place in Portsmouth, right? And the sign said, best roast beef sandwiches around. He's like, oh yeah, best roast beef, better than the town I fucking come from. He's like,
better than Kelly's, better than fucking Kelly's roast beef in Massachusetts.
So he fucking goes in. He's like, I go in the fucking place, and I was like, yeah, I'll try your roast beef. And he's like, you know,
he's like, shit.
He's like, back where I'm from. He's like, you go in there, you see someone taking too long to order, you get them out of the way. You're like, I'll take 2 fucking roast beefs, hot. I'll take a fucking lemonade and 2 small fries. Like, done, perfect, bam. He's like, this lady, she's like, try the roast beef. He's like, you're going to love it. And he takes a bite, and he's like, she's like, well, what do you think? He's like, she's like, you don't like it? He's like, well, you want me to fucking lie and tell you it's the best roast beef I ever had? He's like, it's not. He's like, if I'm ordering a roast beef sandwich from a restaurant, it better be fucking hot. He's like, this one was cold. He's like, if I wanted fucking cold cuts, I go to the fucking supermarket.
It sounds like you should have bought a car from this guy.
We did. You guys want to get right into it? Seamus, you have any fun stories?
I thought Greg had a story.
I don't remember what my story was.
I thought you were angry.
Oh, my pet peeve story?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I can get into that a little bit. I mean, I'm just talking about, I was heading to Biddeford, Maine. My schedule had changed.
Schedule, Greg.
My schedule. Anyway, so I was heading to Biddeford, Maine.
Okay.
Had to
not a huge fan of Biddeford.
Yeah, but it's like the Rochester of Maine.
Whoa. Sanford's the Rochester of Maine, Greg.
No. Sanford, Sanford. It's Biddeford, Sanford. I've been to both, spent time.
I lived in both Sanford and Rochester.
Yep. I played gigs in Sanford, all right? And, I got another thing to talk about, too. That's another angry thing. Fucking pet peeves. Jesus. So anyway, I was on the way to Biddeford. I timed this out perfectly. You know, I got to meet my buddy, and then I'm heading to work to be at work stoner hours for 10 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock. Winter hours. They're upon us. So I'm getting there. Timing's perfectly. And this isn't even that big of a deal. But, like, these people are crossing the street, and it's clearly they can go. But one person just walks back and hits the button like 4 or 5 times and then just walks across the street. And then it fucking like, I'm sitting there for like 2 more minutes.
Flip them off?
No, I rolled in the window. I said, yeah, way to fucking hit the button and then walk. Thanks a fucking lot.
I hate it when people do that.
Yeah.
I get it happens, though, but this person walked back across the street to hit it.
Well, no, she walked back like another 4 feet when they could easily, like, it was like me going, Seamus, come on, let's go. You're like, wait, hold on, I gotta annoy this person real quick. And then, like, they did that. So, but last Saturday, we had a gig at the Rochester Legion.
Ugh, gross.
We got gross.
Bro,
Dragon Murder Case got banned from there for life because Nate Stone kicked a toilet off the wall.
Nice. Well, next time we're there, I'll say, Dragon Murder Case for life, bitch! So they can smoke cigarettes in there.
That's fucking awesome.
And, well, yeah, you can come see us and blast butts at me all you want.
We say
like,
rifle butts. Just
right when I walked in there, like it was like it just hit you. It was fucking so disgusting.
Oh my god!
And
oh my god, it is disgusting. I used to get so mad when our pool team would go to like pool halls that were allowed smoking. And stuff.
You guys remember when you were kids and musicians used to be cool?
No. Cigarettes aren't cool. You want cigarettes for that? Of course I want cigarettes for that.
I didn't know any musicians when I was a kid.
Well, that's because you were fucking lame. All right?
Yeah. So I feel bad because these people fucking love us, even though I feel like I'm playing to fucking, 80-year-olds. Like, it's pretty tough. We actually just booked in Haverhill for another Legion or a post. We're doing like a fucking American Legion tour. These people fucking love us, dude.
Hey, Greg, I gotta ask. Is this your rock bottom?
Yeah. Yeah. This is gigs, baby. This is gigs after COVID. Playing music gigs, people aren't paying. We're fucking booked, and like no matter what, we're at least getting people. There's some young people. I saw Chico from Spalding High School.
Oh my god,
the Rochester Legion, and he was like, he came up to me, he's like, bro, they fucking love you. You guys are definitely gonna be back. And like every time we like walk out, we're like, like the guy from Spaceball is like, air. Like, every time we walked outside, every break we took because it was so fucking gross. I'm like, I don't even want to do a wardrobe change. I usually do a wardrobe change, like, every fucking set. But I'm like, I don't want to do a wardrobe change because I'm going to fucking destroy my clothes. It's fucking disgusting.
He's gone from stuff to blow.
That's annoying. You, like, especially in the winter, you show up in your winter coat and you come out smelling like butts. You immediately have to wash it.
Ugh, so gross.
Why did you put it in your rider, Greg? You have a rider, I assume.
That's what I said. So like they said they were going to pay us another $100 to play there next time because of the smoke. And of course, all the guys in the band were like, another $100. And when they were all like, oh, fuck this, we're never playing there again. And then it was like, just $100. Like, yeah, maybe we'll play for it. I told the guys, like, listen.
$100 each, I hope.
No, just another extra 100. It's like 500 fucking total. So it'd be 100.
So it's like 20 extra bucks.
Yes. And those guys are like, yeah. So like we're talking about like bringing fans there. I already said like, listen, I will play the gigs we have booked there, but coming back to book again, I'm like, let's negotiate for way more fucking money, or let's just not fucking do it because it's not fucking worth it. It was disgusting. Like, but again, we fucking crushed it.
I don't remember if you guys saw the live Flaming Lip set during COVID. When everybody in the band was in a bubble and all of the audience members were in a bubble.
No, it sounds awesome, though.
It was fucking awesome. Something for you to think about, Greg. What up, everybody? Welcome to the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. I am your host with the most on the ones and twos. You know me. It's your boy Fatback Supreme. And with me tonight, my co-host, my co-homie, King of Connecticut. What facial hair he grows. It's so pointy and precise.
We want a mustache.
Seamus Roger. Seamus, what's good, baby?
Hey, it's beard season coming up, so you never know what stashes are going to come of it in the end.
We want the full stash.
No shave November, and then I get a clean canvas, and I can, do what I want with it. I'm thinking about going with the Travis Kelce, so that maybe I can steal Tay Swift from him at Leggy Bay.
Also with me tonight. You know him as lover of big toast, Greggy Pooh Bear. I know him as a sweatpants overlord. My friend, your friend, Gregory Hoey.
Friend.
Greg,
podcast together.
What's good?
I've been told I look better with a shaved face, but I've had ex-girlfriends tell me that I'm horrendous.
It's because you have all these
never shave.
Hipster fucking facial hair is going on.
I can't help it. I'm like a canvas. I need to always I've been told I was ugly without a beard, so I can't shave my face.
I would never say anything
You were
like that.
never ugly.
My mom says I'm cute still. There was some lady I was talking to today at the dispensary, and I was talking about how I was scared. She's like, I'll come and kill your spiders. I'm like, all right, well, 2:00 in the morning, I need you to show up at my house, kill my spiders for me. Because they're
Okay.
big. They're big.
Did this lead into a no pullout?
We haven't killed the spiders yet.
Speaking of killing spiders, they have 8 legs, all right?
How
Some
many do you
bugs
say?
only have 2. I think they're called people. So,
Oh.
Seamus, what is tonight's show about?
Do you enjoy a good sequel? Maybe you felt the world needed 11 sequels. Fast and Furious. Some of the greatest movies of all time came from a sequel that outshone the original. T2, Aliens, The Dark Knight. On the flip side, there's iterations that never should have been made. Son of the Mask, Jaws the Revenge, The Crow, Wicked Prayer. On this episode, in the month of October, we decided upon horror movie sequels. Some would argue that 2 out of the 3 sequel picks tonight are comedies. It's hard to deny that many of the most well-known horror movies are inherently funny to the audience, whether by intent on the director's part or pure tackiness. Most of us fans of horror have found immense amusement from this guilty fascination. This is likely how the Wayans came up with the Scary Movie franchise. Regardless of your taste in movies or any inclination or lack thereof for the horror genre, we hope you'll be entertained on this episode of You Gonna Eat That Crust as we shoot the shit on horror movie sequels.
Sick. I was listening to a podcast today about Saw.
Nice.
And after they made the first Saw movie, they recreated it in Scary Movie. And they built the soundstage to look like the bathroom in Saw. And they just borrowed it. The people who made Saw just borrowed it for all the rest of the Saw movies whenever they needed it.
That's hilarious.
What do you mean?
Scary Movie made like a fucking version of the Saw bathroom, and after then Saw just paid them to use their bathroom.
Oh, they used the set?
Yeah.
I went to go see every Saw in the theater for like the first 6 or 7 of them. It was like a thing I was doing, and I just kind of stopped. I still haven't seen.
Are you going to the new one? I
haven't even seen
that.
I still haven't seen Spiral yet.
I can't.
Sucks.
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I think we talked about it before. Saw's like first
Disgusting.
movie I almost walked out of the theater on. Like I couldn't. I was ready.
Yeah, but it's the
I was ready to
gore,
leave.
right? It's the
It was
gore.
just
'Cause
the comfort of people being tortured. It was just uncomfortable for me.
they usually had cool stories.
Not the
and
gore.
twists.
I like violent gory movies. When people deserve it. But when it's like an innocent person, it was just disturbing to me. And having to torture each other.
Hey, Seamus, they all had reasons to die.
That is true. They all.
One of the
were.
guy was a private
bad people.
detective. Ew. Like, you know? Yeah.
All right. Well, there's difference between like a shotgun blowing up a head and like the shit they had to do in those movies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The gore was just intense and real. It's like it's like Hostel.
Yeah, because it was like
torture horror.
disgusting instead of like an
Torture horror
action
is
movie.
disgusting. I'll never get the scene of her jumping in the vat of needles ever out of my head. I fucking hate.
That's like
I hate that scene the most.
that was awful. But there were so many worse things.
I don't like defensive wounds.
I feel like the needle one was the most one that I was like, ugh, oh, fuck. Ugh.
Yeah, that hurt me a lot.
Yeah.
I hate when Catelyn Stark goes to protect fucking who's the little kid who falls? What's his name?
Bran,
yeah. When her killer comes in with the fucking sharpest knife and she fucking grabs it. I just hate shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather be shot than stabbed, and I'd rather, if I had to kill someone in self-defense, I'd rather shoot them than have to get close personal and stab them or slit their throat or something.
Yeah, what did Ed Kemper say? You stab them, you wouldn't be surprised. You'd be surprised how much they leak, how much you have to stab them.
Greg, what sequel did you pick for us to talk about tonight?
I picked A Quiet Place 2.
See, I wish you would save this one for the last. I mean, it was the most serious, but
Who cares?
Yeah,
It's very quiet. Real quick,
podcast.
I'm going to fire off my top 5 sequels.
No, you're not.
I am.
You can save that for later, Greg.
Nope. Give it to you right now.
I'm not editing. I'll edit it right out. I need everything to make sense in some way, Greg.
It's gonna make sense. Hey, did you guys have a top 5 sequels?
No.
So
I said I have a sequel game. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'll say it after by myself, where it doesn't matter where I say it because I'm the only one who fucking has it. But anyway, talk about A Quiet Place 2, 2020. It actually probably should have came out in like 2019. It got delayed by COVID. I remember as I was moving to LA, it was supposed to come out, and it got delayed and delayed and delayed.
It was 2021.
Yeah, so it's credited as 2020. But yeah, you're right. It is.
I mean, this is, in my opinion, this is the best of the movies we're talking about tonight. I mean, I love this movie.
Same. It's like
so. So in the first one, what happened? So they like lived in seclusion for like over a year, like hiding, and so what happened that made them go back to regular society? I don't remember what happened.
That's a flashback, bro.
It's a flashback. They were running out of food and running out of supply, so they just had to like keep on going forward and like try to kill the things in the area.
So that makes so much sense. So the second one really shows the start of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, how is he alive again? Crazy.
Gotcha. And I was like, but they don't. I was like, they don't even. And because I just watched the second one without rewatching the first one. And I'm like, well, they don't even show what happened to that little boy.
Oh yeah, that's like the opening scene.
But then it's in the first one, yeah. He had the rocket ship or whatever.
Yeah, they tease that. They show the rocket ship in the store when he walks by at the beginning of the movie.
Nice.
Okay, I can't believe I missed all that.
Yeah, like when Krasinski's in the store before like he goes out and like sees the cop, he fucking he walks by the toy because they go back in that store eventually and shit. That part was intense.
Watching, I'm like, okay, so they're just one kid short now, and I don't understand it.
Oh yeah, dude, that kid got it like at the very because he took the toy and the girl gave him batteries and he turned on
but
he
put the batteries back. Yeah, he like grabbed it anyways.
Yeah, because they told him not to. He's like, no, you can't have that. And then like she snuck the batteries to him. He put the batteries in.
Oh, that's why she felt guilty.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so she always felt horrible. She was great. Millicent Simmons, fucking awesome. She was like she almost carries the movie. The best thing about this movie is just the atmosphere. Like the sound, like it's just such a different vibe.
Yeah, when they flash to her point of view where there's no sound.
Yeah, it's and you see like a fucking creature in the background or whatever, and like it's just super intense.
I was reading that on this filming of both movies, everybody had to be completely silent, like all the crew and all the fucking directors and shit, and like nobody made any sound on the sets.
Oh, they were building up the ambiance.
Yeah, and then they actually amplified the ambiance during the final mix of the movie. Hey, I'm reading here. I wish I could just read my news on the go, like a normal person. What if I told you could? Newsly's an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up the most trending articles on the web on topics you choose at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural, human voice. For the first time ever, the web becomes available all in one place. You can follow any topic, as specific as you like, from sports, tech, business, science, Bitcoin, or even the Kardashians. It will find you the latest articles and read them aloud to you. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from 80 countries. You can hear us there, and the Sinister Story is there too. I even started using it as my default podcast app. They even have digital radio. So download and use Newsly for free now from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description. And use the promo code CRUST for a 1 month free premium subscription. So start playing, stop scrolling, and start listening.
Some guy's like shooting the film also. He's like...
So, if they're blind, how do they not walk into like houses and trees and cars and shit?
Fucking echolocation, bro. They're fucking giant bat ears.
So all right, I get that, I guess. But I feel like echolocation would pick out humans too.
Dude, bats fucking catch insects and shit out of midair. You don't think they can navigate a house?
Okay, and they probably know where we are, even if we're being quiet.
Well, I don't exactly.
I mean, honestly, it's one of the most. It's like almost more terrifying than like aliens. they're like the alien xenomorph species in a way.
No way. They can see and hear great.
Yeah, I know, but these things are so fucking fast, and you can't make any fucking sound, dude, or they're fucking like on you.
You've seen how fast a xenomorph is?
Yeah, you can kill one of those things without getting fucking acid
all
on
over
you.
you.
That's
right.
true. And
That'll
I guess
ruin your day.
xenomorphs do fucking reproduce faster.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd rather die from this big monstrosity that kills you really quickly rather than have something eat through my stomach.
You wouldn't want a fucking tail go through your stomach? No?
So, I mean, these things are cool, obviously very strong, but they clearly don't look like they pilot starships.
So we haven't seen who's driving.
So is part 3, is Quiet Place 3, are they going to reveal like there's some intelligent master race playing its hand?
Yeah. They'd be like, who
No,
saw
I bet,
the
I
aliens?
bet there's some deep underground species.
But who's driving the ship?
Nobody on this podcast.
I mean-
Quiet Place 3.
I think they're definitely going to have a Quiet Place 3. I mean,
They are 100% having a part 3. It was in the works already, but they had to delay it, and now it's all AI. Quiet Place AI 3. No, but it is in the makes, but like I said, with the strike and shit, they had to get away
Oh no,
from it.
Greg, it's over.
Well, that's over, thankfully.
Well, it just ends abruptly.
So what do you surmise? Do you think there's like a master race dropping them as like weapons?
I think it's almost like or they're in some kind of ships where exactly, or they're in some kind of like ship pod where they're just getting like.
Or is it
shot
like one of those alien species that have like different castes or different types? You know, like
Yep, that could be.
it could be related. Their physiology similar and they're related, but they're different.
Yeah, they're
That's
sending
dumb.
They're sending in their cavalry to fucking like
Oh.
smash everything up, and then they bring in their intelligence.
You're ruining the movie. They're clearly a subterranean species. Grow up, guys.
Oh, that's so. So they had to get out of the ocean. They had to do kind of like where they slingshot around a planet's orbit, Han, when they came to that baseball field.
They didn't come from the ocean though. This isn't fucking.
I know I'm being facetious.
Yeah, I know. Well, he said they came from the ocean.
I know.
No, I didn't. Subterranean doesn't mean ocean. It means underground.
Underground, right?
They
Caves
didn't
and
come from
shit.
underground. They
Caves.
clearly came from
They
the
came
sky.
from
'Cause
the sky.
It shows it.
Right.
Okay.
Big giant comet.
It shows.
I don't
Yeah, it shows
believe-
their ship.
I don't believe either one of you guys.
This isn't
okay?
that fucking
This is-
movie with Jax.
This whole thing is
Idris Elba.
it's a paradigm for why we shouldn't be fracking.
I mean, yeah.
But it's okay to buy from other countries that frack.
A frack
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
Place 3.
All right, anything else you guys would like to talk about A Quiet Place 2? I enjoyed it thoroughly. I still think I like the first one better. I mean, I don't think anything in part 2 tops where she gives birth to the baby in the tub while the thing's fucking walking around it.
I don't know, dude. The nail in the first
You
one.
mean the time
I don't think
in the
anything
vault?
tops the bear trap, dude. The bear trap is the most intense part for
Oh,
me.
yeah. That was awful.
Completely. That fucking part's crazy.
Poor kid.
Cillian Murphy and Killy Murphy, whatever you fucking say his name. I love the fact that he's in the movie as well, too. Like, he's fucking one of my favorites.
How many post-apocalyptic Cillian Murphy movies do we need?
A lot, dude. More. How many? We only have 2.
That's enough for him. That's his
No.
resume's full
How
now.
many Vigo do we
It's
have?
not.
We only have 1 Vigo, but it's
They're saying-
The Road. Love it.
They should be in the next one together as brothers.
They should, dude. I would love Vigo. Vigo should be in every movie. I'm sorry. But again, like, honestly, if you haven't seen A Quiet Place or A Quiet Place 2, I think these are some of the best sci-fi horror movies ever made. Like, I think they're fucking up there for me. Like, I think it holds a fucking candle to fucking Aliens.
I think, and the message about fracking is powerful.
100%. It's like, fucking unatanium.
All right, well, let's go to you next, Seamus. What are we talking about for Seamus?
We're talking about Gremlins 2, the new batch. So, I mean, obviously this is an old one. Goes back to our childhood. You guys remember the 3 rules from caretaking of Mogwai?
Obviously.
I live by those rules.
They don't like bright lights. Sunlight will kill them. Don't get them wet, and don't feed them after midnight. And so in the beginning, so I know we're talking about 2, but I'm just going to recap the beginning. So basically in the beginning, his father's like shopping for a present for him, his son, who's a grown-ass man working at a bank. And he decides to get him a cute little pet alien or whatever.
A little gizmo.
But this time, this time around, Gizmo isn't as much of a pushover. His favorite movie is Rambo, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
Great sequel to that, too.
And so Phoebe Cates reprises her role as Kate Berenger. Remember her? She was in a lot of 80s films. She was considered a babe.
Isn't it Phoebe?
Phoebe? I don't know. You could be right.
I'm just joking. That's how it's spelled. I think it's Phoebe.
It's funny that, she was a huge heartthrob. You look at women in film now and she seems so average.
Well, it was different. Like, I mean, again, like there's different styles back then too. Like the 80s, like the poofy hair and shit. And some chicks are sneaky hot back in the day.
Right. I mean, yeah, I guess the presentation is just all around better.
Have you ever seen Cat People?
But anyways, I mean, you know how you get them wet and they like multiply. That's how the other gremlins come about.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It looks so painful. It looks so painful for Gizmo when he gets wet, though, does it not?
Oh yeah, he's like getting all
writhing in pain.
He's like turning into a werewolf essentially.
So how come they're always evil? Why is he so good? And then like the gremlins are always so evil. They like to pick. They like to bully Gizmo too.
It's like multiplicity.
Like in part 2, they like tied him to a toy train track, and again they tied him up. This one was funny. They tied him up and they were like torturing him with strips of Velcro. You're looking on and off his fur. But it was pretty simple in the first one, but this time around, they had the multiple different gremlin types. You had the first one that came about was because it was in like a what kind of building? It was like almost like a mall, but like it was just like a industrial, or it was like a big city building. But like, no, it was like a like a trade, like a trade center or one of the towers in New York that has multiple different businesses, multiple different floors of,
Yeah, I gotcha.
And one was like a scientific lab or whatever, so one drank this concoction and he like ended up being like a vegetable freaking gremlin. And then there was one that drank like the brain juice. He was the smart one.
As made by one Dr. Catheter.
Yes, exactly. So the smart one also whoops up a batch of like genetic sunblock and gives it to the one that drank like the bat serum.
Oh, that guy was cool.
And then there's the one that drinks the potion with a lightning bolt on it and becomes like a lightning bolt gremlin. I mean, it's ridiculous. You even have like the bimbo She-Hulk gremlin. She actually reminded me of like Jamie Foxx's character on A Living Color. Was it LaWanda?
Yeah.
They actually ended the movie with one of the corporate higher ups like banging LaWanda gremlin. But obviously, like the ante was upped on everything in this sequel. There were a lot more gremlins this time around, terrorizing the whole office building. You see gremlins getting killed and ground up and beat up, but they really don't. They're really ineffectual killers. They don't really kill anyone in the movies, so it's kind of like a mild horror, I guess.
In the 80s.
They see them bite and stuff like, yeah, exactly. You'll see them bite and stuff like that, but they don't really you don't see them killing anybody. So it's kind of like a horror movie, I guess, maybe to kids more.
So what you're saying is we need a fucking 2024 reboot, fucking rated R Gremlins with a capital R.
Yeah, absolutely. I get down on that.
Lowercase G
or just a new
R Emlins.
Or just a new Ghoulies movie.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. Woo, Gremlins versus Ghoulies.
Even the Hulkster was in.
I was gonna say, are they gonna get Hulk to reprise his role?
Frigno?
Okay, you guys, listen up. People pay good money to see this movie. When they go out to the theater, they want cold sodas, hot popcorn, and no monsters in the projection booth. Do I have to come up there myself? Do you think the Gremlins can stand up to the Hulkster? What if I were you? I'd run the rest of Gremlins 2 right now. Sorry, folks. This won't happen again.
I love the fucking boss in that movie, Daniel Clamp.
Yes.
He's a fucking great asshole.
Yeah, he is.
Gotta love 80s asshole bosses.
They're the best.
I gotta look at this guy. I
He's
don't know
rich.
what he looks like.
Rich billionaire or whatever.
I haven't seen Gremlins 2 in a long time.
Well, you're supposed to fucking watch it for this podcast, Greg.
Well, I love
you
it.
what, Greg?
I
what?
I didn't watch it.
Always doing the
Fucking loves
minimum.
the American Legion.
Howie Mandel.
Yeah, bro.
Nice. Yeah, that guy. I don't really recognize him.
Well, you're a piece of shit.
He does look like an asshole. Oh, he's in Scrooged. Okay.
Yeah, dude. He's in Batman and Robin. Fucking...
He's in The Mouth of Madness.
Yes, Greg.
Nice.
Do you read
Suffocate.
Great movie. Never got a sequel.
Until.
All right, Seamus, anything else you want to tell us about the Gremlins 2?
Sometimes it's better off to leave that movie pure and not make a
A
sequel.
one and done.
All right.
We need more of those.
We should have had. What about Gump and Co? 1995 Winston Groom.
What
There's
about
a
Bob?
book. It's a sequel to Forrest Gump. They should totally make that into a movie. It's fucking awesome.
I haven't read the books, so I don't know. But
I read it. It was fucking great. It's just
Yeah, but-
Forrest and his kid, and Forrest is still doing stupid shit. And his kid's like just bailing.
Whoa,
him out
whoa.
constantly.
Forrest did amazing shit, Greg. He went to fucking space. What did you do?
Well, there
Right.
was the one scene where he
Not
like
president.
floods the town with like diarrhea, and they had to like flee. And it's like his son's always bailing him out of his shit. You know, he's always doing stupid.
I
shit.
think that could make a good sequel.
I totally could. Like they get check this out. We get fucking Tom Holland and Tom Hanks.
We don't need it. Okay? We don't need it. I'm going to ruin Forrest
need
Gump.
it either. We don't need Machete in space, but I want it.
I may not be a smart
Now that's
man,
different, Seamus.
but I do know what sequels are.
Life is like a box of chocolates. Sometimes you get the shitty orange ones.
Fuck that. Those ones are
Or the
Oh, I
coconut
knew!
ones. Or the coconut ones.
I knew
They're
you were going
all
to say
good.
something like that, Greg.
They're
You're
all
the word.
good. They're
From
all good.
the-
What are you, one of those people that like put
from
your
the
finger
s-
in them? Like, pull finger, nope.
I fucking
Nope.
break it open and throw it away if it's gross.
The
From
starving
Snack
chicken.
Mouth Overlord. They're all good.
That's right. Snacks.
Have you had Haribo gummy bears yet?
I
though?
have, dude. I had I fucking bought some twin snakes. I saw it was like a combo pack.
You got
Yeah.
the twin snakes?
There was twin snakes in there. There was also the ones with like the white stuff on the bottom.
Yeah, those are meh.
Well, I thought those ones were like kind of like shark bites. I thought you guys said those ones are good, so I was like all about those. I was like, oh, sick.
We
Those
didn't
ones
talk
are-
about those.
Those ones are.
You should have
okay.
gone back and listened to the episode for our suggestions, because
All right.
I did. I get the twin
Did you like the
snakes.
Did you like the twin snakes?
I did. They were good.
Is it twin snakes or two snakes? It's twin,
twin
snakes.
snakes.
Twin snakes.
Obviously, I saved the best for last
Yes.
because I chose the Toxic Avenger 2, baby. Because Toxie is back in our zeitgeist.
Written and directed by a 14-year-old boy. This is probably the sweetest movie I've ever beheld. The intro and his theme song like made me want to turn it off immediately. All right, so this is too much. So this time around, he works at a blind center, right?
Yes.
Not offensive at
No.
all.
Yeah, they could never do shit like this again. Like,
Right.
they just have blind people bumping into walls and shit, like falling down and
Hilarious.
catching boxes of dynamite. Like,
So when the henchmen start rolling out, there's the one with the boils who punches the blind old lady and then pulls out a AK-47 and guns her down. At this point, I knew this movie was destined for great things. And then they blew up the whole blind home with all the blind people in it.
I bet you they didn't see that coming.
this franchise, it just holds a very special place in my heart. I don't remember how the fuck I found out about it, but I remember hunting down the VHSs. That's how bad I had to own Toxic Avenger 1, 2, 3, and 4. I own them still to this day.
There's a 3 and
on
4.
VHS. Yeah, so part 2 ended up being 4 hours of film, and like the director's freaking out. He's like, how the fuck am I going to turn this into a movie? It's too long. And his wife's like, why don't you just make it 2 movies?
I already feel like it was.
I'm going to make it 4.
It was an hour too long as it is.
Seamus, if they shorten that movie, where would all the fish-based fighting humor go? Like,
I mean, they could have cut about 80 henchmen out of the movie, to be honest. Even just in the first scene where the henchmen just keep getting out of the limo. Everyone in this movie that probably made $50 must have been proud to have been cast.
hey, you know what gave us Michael Jai White?
That's true.
His acting debut.
That's true, and he's been a great, even better villain since then.
Plus, without Trauma Studios, there'd be no fucking Tim Gunn, all right? There'd be no fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. There'd be no Suicide Squad, no Peacemaker, because that's where he started.
Look, this movie was so stupid, bizarre, goofy, intriguing, and funny that I couldn't stop. I had to keep going.
What do you guys think about the new one that's coming out? The new one's coming out, right?
I was getting good reviews, which
So
I don't know.
excited for the new cast.
This is
Elijah Wood, Kevin Bacon, Dinklage.
This is a movie that I should have never got a sequel, let alone a reinvigorated remake. But I mean, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe Peter Dinklage's like, yes, I'll take that role.
Right? How did any of these actors be like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna get on in on the Toxic Avenger remake?
Well, maybe he's a Dinklage
Must
is
be
a
like
huge
really-
fan like Ryan.
Or maybe it's like, who's the actor? I don't know. Is it? It's not the same. It's not the same guy, right? I don't think so.
No, Peter Dinklage is the Toxic Avenger now.
Yeah, and Elijah
No,
Wood
I'm
is gonna be
saying-
the villain.
I was saying it must be like some actor that they really respect. I don't think it's the original. I mean, not actor, director. I don't think it's the original director.
No, of course it's not, man. Trauma Studios is its own beast. I've seen pretty much most of their movies. Class of Nukem High, Sergeant Kabuki Man. I mean,
So he
If
probably
it's a
sold.
bad movie, I've seen it.
He probably sold the rights for like $500.
Maybe, man. I don't know. They're cult classics. I mean, they're just fun. All the enjoyment I got out of watching it again was thinking of Seamus's reaction while he was watching it. I was like, Seamus must be pissed right now.
I was pretty pissed at first, but then I was just like, "What is going on? This is hilarious!" And I was just it was infatuating.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, though, it's a story of love and loss and being a supporting member of the community.
Well, it's ridiculous. Seamus likes Machete.
Machete.
I've never seen Machete.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've
That's
never
fucking
seen
weird.
Machete in space.
None of us.
Nobody
have.
has.
Oh, that's not a thing?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I
Keep
hope
waiting.
so.
Oh, I thought Seamus was being for reals. Okay. No. So I should
You
see
have to
Machete.
see it to understand. Yes, of course you should see Machete.
Okay. I did love Danny Trejo's donuts in Los Angeles.
So, I mean, this movie just kept going on, though. I mean, I don't know. It went to Japan for whatever reason.
Well,
Maybe
he had to go
because he
find
was
his
trying to
father.
I couldn't wait to see his father.
Yeah.
But
It wasn't his real
then-
dad, as it turns out.
Yeah, it wasn't. But he was like, when he met him, he's like, it was bad enough to discover my father was a drug smuggler. But even worse, I found out he smoked cheap, smelly cigars. And he would talk like that, too. But yeah, when he's fighting, he'd be like, "Ugh, ugh."
The way he died, too, was so fun because, like, there's just tits everywhere. And, like, the guy who's hacking up the sushi is just enthusiastically looking at the tits and still hacking and the whole time he's hacking his dad apart. And
Yes.
the dad's head ends up in the display case and shit. It was fascinating.
It was ridiculous. He finally, after chopping up his arm and leg like all the way, like 15 times each, he finally looks down and like, oh, what was I doing?
Well, that's good acting.
Yeah, great acting for sure.
Yeah.
What do you give the acting? How many
I
crusts do
shoulda
you give
looked-
the acting of this?
I should. Jesus, they don't even deserve a crust.
No, what about a thin crust?
8 out of 8. 8 out of
They're
8
just-
toxic
They're just
crust.
there's just a bunch of crusts left behind that didn't get eaten.
I mean, say what you will about it. I know what it is, okay? But the
I
fact
will
that
say-
Hollywood is so out of ideas, they're like, what if we reboot the Toxic Avenger? What does that say about that industry?
I will say that it was entertaining. Like, we could do a Mystery Science Theater 3000 just on this movie. It'd be hilarious.
All right, let's just go right through it then. Quiet Place 2. How many crusts you giving it, Greg?
I'm giving it 7.5 crusts.
Wow. Coveted. 7.5 crusts.
Oh, yeah.
Seamus,
giving it
Quiet
7.
Place 2. 7?
Yeah.
I'm giving the first one an 8.
I'm also going to go with a solid 7 crusts.
See, I like the second one better. I don't know why you guys like the first one better.
I liked them both. They're both pretty much 7.5 8s to me. I just didn't want to give it an 8.
They're both very similar.
They are.
Second one had Cillian Murphy.
Yep.
And there was more action.
It was more conversations. It was more conversational. Those they had an actual city where they talked and shit. Yeah, I mean, again, there's nothing like the feeling of it.
They talked for 5 minutes before that guy brought the fucking beasts and destroyed their whole solstice.
Yeah. Maybe
right.
sink that boat, buddy. Sink that boat.
Gremlins 2, the new batch. Seamus, go ahead.
I mean, back in the day, I was giving this a 6, 7 crust easily. I mean, now, give it a 4.
Whoa.
Yes, I guess my back in the day number, because I probably watched Gremlins 2, a new batch, 50 times as a kid, probably.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. And it was hilarious. It was, had cool, I thought the creatures were dope as shit in it.
Yeah,
The bat and the fucking spider were dope as fuck.
Doesn't stand up so much nowadays.
Yeah. Well, so when I was a kid.
We were fucking stupid kids, too. So.
When I was a kid, it would have been an 8. Now that I'm an adult, probably a 5.
Yeah.
5 crust.
Reasonable.
Yeah. Greg?
4
I know you didn't watch it, so.
Well, I mean, I've seen Gremlins 2 many times.
You're too busy.
Yeah, he doesn't matter.
Too busy. I get it.
4 crust. He does matter. Greg's
all
crusts matter.
All right, and finally, I know that Toxic Avenger 2 gets 8 crust all across the board, so we'll move on. No,
I mean, honestly, I'll give it a 6 because I think it's fucking. I mean, it is what it is.
Did you watch it?
I've seen it many times. I've seen all the Toxic Avengers.
Please.
What do you mean, please?
This is not a movie you could see 20 years ago and know and appreciate it the way I can.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I thought we were watching our own movies. I didn't know we were watching all 3 movies.
No, that's just like you.
What was that?
I mean, if I hadn't seen the movie,
win.
I would have watched it, but I've seen the movie.
I've seen them all too, but I wanted them fresh in my mind.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I have a better memory.
You have a better memory than Razorblade. Doubt it.
I have the best memory on this podcast.
No, I'm giving that to Razorblade all day long.
Yes. Okay. Yes, we know this. We've established this. But all right, tell me, what was the name of Toxie's girlfriend? His blind girlfriend in part 2.
Toxic Avenger in part 2?
Yeah.
He's gonna fucking Google it.
Without Googling it? I can't remember.
What's
Ryan.
Toxie's real
Claire,
name?
right? It was Claire, I think.
What's Toxie's real name?
Is it Anthony?
Anthony?
That was...
You're a piece of shit, Greg. That's all that you proved.
You lazy piece of shit. All you do is watch a fucking movie.
I've seen the Toxic Avenger, right? I watched A Quiet Place 2 and A Quiet Place 1.
So did I.
You watched a movie that wasn't even required.
Exactly. That's
This is
how
so
that's how
upsetting.
dedicated I was.
Toxic Avenger, 8 crust all across the board.
I mean, I tried to watch Gremlins, the original, 4 times. I kept falling asleep. So I don't know how Gizmo ended up back with the Asian dude in his Curioso shop and not with his family, but probably because he brought disaster and catastrophe with him.
Yeah, I feel like mass murder in a town. That'll happen.
Yeah.
He's like the CPS for Gremlins. That was clever as fuck. I'm glad I said that. That wraps up our talk about sequels. Now stay tuned for some other shit.
Shit.
Poop.
All right, and we're back. All right, Greg really wants to bestow upon us his top 5 horror movie sequels. So, Greg, go ahead, little buddy.
2 of them are technically not horror.
Oh my
movies.
God.
It doesn't matter. They're sci-fi related, okay?
Everything matters!
It does, exactly. And this is just a little fun list for people to watch, and you can compare it. My number 1 sequel is to my fucking heart. If you listen to the podcast, you already know what it is. It's Aliens. I love it.
Not better than T2.
That's a good segue, because my number 2 would be T2.
3, Look Who's Talking 2. 4, Short Circuit 2. Johnny 5 is alive!
So is Short Circuit 2 better than Short Circuit 1?
Short Circuit
absolutely.
is racist as fuck.
Okay, Greg, they couldn't find an Indian, so they had the guy do blackface.
So they had to cast a white dude and make
It was
him
just
blackface.
There were no Bollywood actors at the time.
RRR hadn't come out yet.
Yeah, and guess what? I just flipped this to horrors. Again, another one, 'cause I thought of another horror one. Anyway, number 3 is it's a remake, but it is the sequel. It's the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Which one?
Sick.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, that the mall?
The new one.
90s one.
The 90s one, or the 2000 one that was made.
That is a dope movie.
It's a fucking
Chainsaw Bus.
Yeah.
That
was awesome.
A Quiet Place 2. It makes the fucking list. Absolutely amazing. You don't think so? I mean, again,
maybe
this is my list anyway.
Maybe the top 10, maybe not 5. I don't know.
And then I had The Dark Knight as a 5, which is not really horror, but. And I thought of a horror movie, but the best memory on the podcast just forgot like 10 seconds after we remembered.
You don't have the best memory on the podcast.
Dude, how many songs do you have in your head? Top to back or top to bottom?
I have 5 kids.
Seamus is always commenting me how good my memory is, and that he can't believe I remember this and I remember that.
Okay.
Do you remember saying that, Seamus?
You can remember this. You can remember that.
Who sings that?
The Gerbils.
That would be the Black Sheep.
He knows because he covered it.
No, we haven't covered that. That's a good point.
Yeah, okay, Greg.
We haven't covered that.
All right. So I came up with a little seg. All right, a little seg. It's called Topped or Flopped. Now you have to tell me if the sequel topped the previous movie or if it flopped a little bit.
Like box office or like in our minds?
Both, whatever.
In your fucking minds. I don't give a fuck about box office, dog.
Fucking worried.
I'm indie. I'm indie for life, dog. I stay true to it.
He's not asking if he wanted the box office opinion, he already has it. He doesn't need that.
Yeah, I just go at Google.
He wants our insignificant feedback.
Yeah. I like the voice of the little people, Greg.
Yeah.
Greg, are you still there? Or are you too upset to move on?
I'm too upset to move on.
I understand.
Let's go.
All right.
He's too lazy to form his own opinion. He wants to check the box office Google.
No.
All right, topped or flopped? Here we go.
How do we play this game again?
Are you serious?
No.
All right, tell me.
Predator. It's kind of like overrated, underrated.
Yeah, exactly. Greg, Predator 2, top Predator 1, or flopped a little bit?
Oh, flop for sure. Predator 2 is fucking not even half the movie the Predator 1 is.
What?
Yeah, I agree.
I do like Predator 2, but
I like every Predator movie ever made.
Gary Busey and Danny Glover's fucking mustache saves that movie.
Even true flops, like which one was
Adrian Brody?
That one was kind of weak, but I still enjoyed it.
I like that one.
There's no such thing as too many Predators.
I haven't seen the one with Keegan Michael Key yet.
It's not great.
It's
not terrible.
That's why I haven't seen it.
I really enjoyed Predator 2. I thought all the added weapons and shit really were fucking dope as fuck. A fucking net launcher that pushes people into the walls. It was gorier. It was grittier.
Didn't they have a net launcher in the first one?
No, he didn't have that.
They didn't have enough muscles in this one. They needed more muscles.
You didn't need fucking muscles.
They needed more governors.
Yeah, they needed more like, that handshake. You know which one I just did.
I know what you did. Last summer, too. All right.
I mean, I like every Predator movie, every Alien movie.
Same. The bar
I'm on
doesn't have
board.
to be very high.
Any new one? I mean, even there was some questionable Alien movies.
Of
A
course.
couple of them.
But saying that,
3?
like Predator 1 is the fucking G. Like that
But
shit.
saying that, I'm gonna watch anyone that comes out. Unlike Resident Evil.
Well, shout out to Prey. Prey was fucking good. Oh yeah, shout out to
You know,
Resident
the
Evil.
Resident
great.
Evils.
I think Prey got a sequel coming, doesn't it?
Shout out to Resident Evil Show, one of the worst shows of all time. I finished it.
Man.
I made
Yeah.
it.
I watched the whole thing too. The
Well,
week it came out.
Love every Resident Evil game that's come out, but not every movie.
Resident Evil game, really?
Except for that.
There's
One
been
I
like
couldn't-
Resident Evil Revelations is pretty trash.
Yeah, that
All
was
right.
trash.
I'm
Code
talking about-
Veronica's not
I'm
great.
talking about this with the straight up same format, not the like action or co-op ones or whatever.
Resident Evil 6, terrible.
Yeah,
Which one was that?
Yeah, that
That
one was
was-
bad.
That's the one with the family.
That one, no, that's
that's-
when they changed it
That's
up.
7. That's the best
Yeah, that one's
fucking
awesome.
one. 6 is one with all the short fucking not even short. They're like 4 different chapters you have to do, and they're all different characters. And each one's like fucking 6 hours long. It's fucking crazy.
The new one was fucking awesome.
Never beat it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Stalked by that big-titted vampire bitch. Woo!
They're still better than Mila Jovovich's acting.
It's true. It's terrible.
All right. Next. We
Homo
already
broke
talked
Nick,
about.
though. I still love when Mike Epps sees that zombie, though. I think that's the sequel, too. When he's, like, driving down the street and he just sees that naked zombie and he crashes his car. Makes me laugh every time.
So this is funny. This reminds me of when I crashed my first car. I maybe had my license for like
Were you looking
a
at
month.
naked zombie?
A month. No, I mean, I was driving along and there was this cute girl in like short shorts, and I was like, "Hey," and red light, and everyone stopped for some reason, and I totaled my father's car.
Oh.
Well, just to keep us from getting canceled at all, Seamus was observing this girl reading a book, a very thick book, and admiring her intelligence when he lost control.
I
of
was
the vehicle.
admiring everything about her.
All right, we talked about this a little bit already. Saw 2, topped or flopped? Greg.
Well, I mean, it obviously topped because it kept on going after that.
I mean, I don't even remember anything about it.
That's the needle.
But I did watch it, so I got over my Saw 1 squeamishness, I guess. So I guess it topped them.
Game over.
I was about to say Saw 2 didn't have Donnie Wahlberg in it, but it actually did for a little bit.
All right, Hellraiser 2, topped or flopped? Seamus.
Baby.
Topped. I love it way better than the first one.
Greg.
Uh,
Oh, come on. It's an easy answer, Greg.
it's not an easy answer. Hellraiser.
Whoa! Whoa!
Visually, it's definitely the better. I think
Hellraiser 1, like nothing really happens. Nothing.
Hellraiser 1 is a more believable horror movie. and a better
Believable?
movie. Yes.
Jesus wept.
Jesus.
Hellraiser
did-
1
that's from
has
3.
like an ambiance and a slow play, and this one's just like Alien and Aliens. This one like hits you with more.
I mean, you're in hell. You're in hell. It's definitely way more fucking disgusting. That's
Okay.
just some of the grossest scenes in
All right, so
horror.
tell me this: when you watch a movie like a horror or a sci-fi, do you want to see the creature, or do you want to you want it all in your imagination, never get any glimpse of it?
No, I want to see the
You want
creature.
to see hell or not?
Yeah, but I saw a fucking pinhead, and that's scary enough. I've seen the Cenobites.
Okay, were there any Cenobites in the first one? I don't
Yes.
even remember.
Yeah, there were.
Weak ones, like poor ass, like Gizmo in Gremlins 1.
It's got
and
the
Gizmo in
it's got the
Gremlins 2.
smoking chick there. It's got the fucking chatter face dude, and it's got the fat one who blows fire.
Conjuring 2. Greg, topped or flopped?
I think the first one is the better movie, but the second one definitely still freaked me out. There's some fucking crazy scenes in that movie. I
Yeah.
hate the Warrens, though. The Warrens are pieces of shits.
Well,
Yeah, I
in real
don't
life,
really-
in the real life, they are.
Yeah,
The
that's what
actor
I'm
who
saying.
plays them, great.
Oh, I would never talk shit about
Yeah,
Patrick. What's
I
his
like
name?
both of those. I like the action.
Wilson. Patrick
Yeah,
Wilson.
Wilson. Hell yeah, your cousin.
Represent. Goes
Represent
Patrick.
the Wilsons.
I liked both movies. I don't really remember which one was the better one.
Well, just pick one for the sake of brevity.
I would just say it topped.
Nice. I love that for you.
I haven't seen the third one yet. I heard the third one was good too.
It's all right. All right.
They came up with another. What is it? Insidious, right? Isn't there a new one?
Dude, there's like 6 of those, I think.
Yeah, there's a new Insidious out right now.
Insidious is cool. I think I like that better than The Conjuring, at least the first two.
I think I only
More Patrick Wilson.
Wait.
Right?
Oh
It's a
wait.
Patrick Wilson extended universe.
Who's
Right.
So Insidious, yeah, he's the first one. I've seen the first Insidious. I haven't seen the second Insidious. I thought what's his name was in the first Insidious? Dude from Training
Bruce
Day.
Campbell. What?
Am I thinking of I'm thinking of Sinister,
Yeah, you're thinking of Sinister, bro.
which is also cool.
Yes. Yeah, the movie's dope. All right, moving on. 28 weeks later, Seamus topped or flopped?
Topped.
They had that dope airplane scene. Greg,
Yeah,
28
there's
weeks
just
later,
everything
topped
was-
or flopped?
Flopped.
Ooh.
28 Days Later is easily the better movie. The only thing good about the sequel is the opening scene. I did like the sequel. I'll still give it a good review and still definitely
All right.
enjoyed it. But
Again, I don't really remember either, so I was just like throwing something.
as the best memory of the podcast, I remember them both.
It's getting them over a decade. I don't know. I remember the 12 Monkeys is better.
Dude, 28 Days Later is like one of the best horror movies of all
It
time.
is. It really is.
In my
Right up
opinion.
there.
I fucking love it. It's fucking great. I love fucking Brendan Gleeson. I love fucking
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy.
Same.
Second one is fucking great, dude. I love the dude in the second one too. What's his name? The guy from Trainspotting. That fucking opening scene in the second one is some of the most intense shit fucking ever.
That's the one with the family, right?
Yeah, it's when like the
Yeah.
fucking mother when they walk in and the guy like has like the opportunity to like he sees his wife and he's like sorry dude, and he like fucking leaves her, and I mean
Yeah.
she's immune or she's the one who spread the virus to begin
I don't
with.
know how you remember all this. Like, you must have a bigger hard drive.
Yeah,
He's got the biggest hard drive on the podcast.
he does. I remember saying that.
I'm constantly overwriting movies.
Well, so I also did work at Blockbuster. I think I have the biggest hard
Oh
drive
my
for the
God.
stupidest
Enough
shit.
with the Blockbuster.
I have the fucking biggest hard drive for movie video games. That's dumb shit, you know?
All right, well, this is way back then. Let's see. I had Halloween 2.
Ugh.
I heard that was. All right.
Are we talking about the Rob Zombies?
The original. No.
Because
fucking-
all right, so I checked out a list of like it was actually Rotten Tomatoes list of the 59 worst sequels of all time,
Okay.
and 4 of the top 15 were Police Academy movies. It was like 4, 5, and 6, and then a Police
Bullshit.
Academy Mission to Moscow.
They need
I
to
lo-
they need to
I
update
loved these movies growing up.
So did I.
They need to
But
update
again-
Oh,
But
nay!
again, at 4, 5, and 6, I don't really remember those that much. But I love the Police Academy movies. But I know that Halloween 2 was on the top of many of these
No
lists
way.
of worst sequels.
That's not the mask
Halloween
one,
2
is
is
it?
great.
Halloween 3 is the mask one, right?
No. Halloween 2 is the one where he fucking breaks. He gets carted off to the hospital at the end of the first Halloween movie, and he wakes up in the hospital and fucks everybody up.
Yeah.
Halloween
that was
3 is
cool.
not even about
that
Michael
nurse up
Myers.
or whatever.
Yeah, Halloween 3 is the worst one. Halloween
That's
3 is the one with the
Season of the
mask.
Witch.
To be
It's
honest, I'm not a big fan of any of the Halloween
I think
movies.
Halloween's trash. I think
Whoa.
actually I will say that I think Rob Zombie's Halloweens were better than the first two.
I love the first Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
second
So the
was
second one
terrible.
was kind of trash. The second one was just kind of a gore fest. Again, I think I've told this before. I remember I forced Lionel to go see it with me, and Lionel's not like a big horror movie fan. He was like, "Dude, this is fucking terrible." He's like, "This is just like a gore fest." I was like, "Yeah, I thought it was gonna be better."
All right, here we go. Moving on. Doctor Sleep. Did you guys see it?
I did.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
That made me tired.
I liked it. I like the book better, but I mean
Yeah.
that's usually the case. Um,
It's because you have the shine.
It's
the Shining one was way more creepy, I guess.
Oh my god, it's not
Disturbing.
I mean, it's a question. I fucking flopped the fuck out of it. Shining is also one of the better horror movies of all time.
Yeah, two.
I love
doesn't
Doctor
hold up.
Sleep. I thought it was great.
I thought it was good too, but Shining has so many like iconic scenes that you just remember that even I remember.
Dude, I don't know if did you guys see the fucking made for TV Shining?
Yes,
It had the guy from
talked about
Wings
that.
in it.
Yeah, the tub
it's
scene's
fucking
even
good.
creepier in the
Yeah.
TV. The TV series was fucking awesome.
If I was going to remake The Shining, I would totally make that tub
Yeah.
scene even way creepier.
Yeah, that dude was great as Jack Torrance. He's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, his descent into madness. It was like 4 fucking hour-and-a-half movies, I think.
I really like that dude anyway. He was the star of Larry David's movie. Fucking Sour Grapes.
But
Yeah.
that being said, I do think I liked Doctor Sleep, the book, better than the Shining book.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I haven't
that'd be great.
read the Doctor Sleep book yet.
I have it. You can have it if you'd like.
Yeah, okay. Again, and I definitely like Doctor Sleep. I watched it on the way home from California. I watched it on the plane, and I've seen it since, and I definitely enjoyed it. I just think The Shining is that much better. So I'm not saying it flops. I'm just saying it. I think Shining's way better.
Well, now that this writer strike's over, Mike Flanagan, the guy who made Doctor Sleep and Midnight Mass and shit for Netflix,
Yep.
has signed an exclusive deal with Amazon to make the Dark Tower TV series.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
And I'm fucking pumped because he's a fucking huge fan of the series.
Look,
And he wants to do it
that.
he wants to do it scene for scene. Unlike
Even though I love Ibra Elza's, what is his
Idris
name?
Elba.
Idris Elba.
Yeah, I love him as an actor. That movie was kind of like
That movie was
trash.
awful. Do you know how long I waited for that fucking movie? I read The Dark Tower when I was like 14 years old.
Didn't McConaughey and Elba kill it though? The source shit was just
No, they didn't
terrible?
fucking kill it. Idris Elba was good in it. He was good, but I mean, they tried to condense 7 books into one movie, and that's just not happening.
Matthew McConaughey
Moving on.
was just all right.
Hey,
All right.
moving on. Here we go. Insidious 2. Go, Greg.
Again, I liked it, but I think it flopped compared to the first one. I think the first one's more.
Nah, it was
better.
just a sinister. It was great. I loved
Yeah.
it.
I think 2 was better than 1, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, 2 was better.
I think you'd have to go back and rewatch it.
I might have to actually.
2 revealed, like, you got to see behind the scenes a little bit more. 1 was like more like the teaser revealing, like you have to do that, especially in the first one.
Maybe I haven't seen Insidious.
See, sometimes, Greg, you see something and you don't think it's great because you didn't appreciate it at the time. But when you go back and watch it again, it's better. What we're calling that is the V for Vendetta
That's
paradigm.
That's
true.
Well,
I knew
Blade
Seamus
Rogers.
was going to go back and like V for Vendetta.
And Doctor Strange, like I watched Doctor Strange after, and I was like, Doctor Strange is a good movie.
Doctor Strangelove?
Yes.
No, nice. All right, here we go. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Seamus, go.
I don't know. This is before Alexandria Daria or whatever,
Oh,
right?
the Daddarios?
This is back in the
Bro, this movie's got me scratching my head with a fucking coat hanger. It's got me scratching my head with a coat hanger.
Yeah, man. Fucking burning the lice off his head and eating it.
Yeah, dude, this movie's definitely better than the first one.
Yeah,
My opinion, I love Texas Chainsaw.
I didn't really like the first one, so it's probably got to be better.
It's
Well,
crazy, dude. It's a
This
wild
is another
ride.
one of those. I bought this around the same time as Toxic Avenger, and
This
I had
is
that
probably-
on VHS, and I would show it to everybody.
This is probably like the first one wasn't that great. I didn't like it. Was cheesy and that. It's probably like Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. I mean, 2 is probably better.
I like the remakes too. The Jessica Biel remake was fucking great.
1 is super gritty. 2 is like campy as fuck, but I love it. Plus Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, Dennis Hopper's great. Cowboy hat.
As Mario.
My phone auto-corrected Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Texas Handsaw Massacre.
They're trying
A
to
lot
avoid
less
it.
dramatic. All right, the last one.
Texas Handjob Massacre.
Last one. Paranormal Activity 2. Greg.
I fucking hate both those movies.
What? Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean when the whole
These
camera,
are like,
I
these
thought
are like the Blair Witch to me. Meh.
it is, but see, I liked it. For me, the whole found footage movie was trash. After like it got played out, and this one it was getting played out to the max, in my opinion. I definitely think there's some creepy moments in Paranormal Activity, but for the most part, like, I wasn't a fan. I don't even know if I saw the second one, so I was like, fuck this.
I wasn't that impressed either.
You guys are haters, and it was great.
Blair Witch Slide die, bro. And then even fucking T.J. Miller and fucking Cloverfield. Let's go. Ooh, what about that sequel? Cloverfield Lane.
Cloverfield's better than all of them.
Cloverfield Lane with my girl.
She's not your girl, Greg.
I wish you
And her
was.
name's John
Kate.
Goodman.
It's Elizabeth Winstead, and she's on a fucking Portugal the Man.
Did you ever watch Kate?
I haven't. I heard it was awesome. I actually advertised it the other day because I was like, "Oh, you heard of Kate? You guys on my podcast say it's great."
It was great.
All right, well, that wraps up another episode of the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. I want to thank you all for listening. You're all beautiful, beautiful people.
We love you.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube. We have our Patreon and Anchor. Ryan's rolling the Twitters. I'm rolling the Instagrams. Follow us. Talk to us.
Stay tuned for our next big episode for the spookiest day of the year. Cryptids Part 2.
Part 3. All right. And remember, Cryptids Part 3.
I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And if you're going to do one thing tonight, I want you to keep in mind that in crust,
we trust. Go
That's
read
right, we
Forrest
trust.
Gump and Co. Do it.
It's Bubba Gump.
Yeah, do it.
Do it. Come on, do it. What are you waiting for? Do it now. Come on, do it. Do it.
This ends our podcast.
Okay, you guys, listen up. People pay good money to see this movie. When they go out to the theater, they want cold sodas, hot popcorn, and no monsters in the projection booth. Do I have to come up there myself?